Hey, I'm Karen, and I'm a mom to two amazingly neurospicy autistic kiddos. If you're an autism parent like me, you know I don't have the time to make a podcast intro. I also lack the tech skills, so let's just get into it. This is the NeurOrdinary podcast. Today's episode is kind of our back to school edition. Since most of us are gearing up for the new school year, I thought today we'd delve into some of the challenges you may face when you're trying to find the best educational options for your autistic child. Education plays a vital role in shaping our kids' futures, and it's crucial that we parents have the accurate information necessary to make informed decisions. So, let's explore the resources that can empower you on this journey. Our first topic is school choice, which is something that sparks intense debates among parents and lawmakers alike. In the context of autistic children and their families, school choice takes on a particular significance. For autistic kids, finding the right educational environment is essential to their development and overall well-being. Since we all know autism is a neurodevelopmental disorder that affects someone's social interaction, communication skills, and behavior patterns, that means autistic children often have unique educational needs that may differ wildly from those of their neurotypical peers. By having the option of school choice, parents and caregivers can explore various educational settings and programs to find the most suitable environment that meets their child's specific requirements. One significant benefit of school choice for autistic children is the opportunity to access specialized educational programs and support services uniquely tailored to their needs. See, not all schools are equipped with the resources and expertise to effectively address the diverse learning styles of autistic students. School choice allows families to seek out programs that offer autism-focused classrooms, speech and language therapy, occupational therapy, and other evidence-based interventions that can promote their child's development while also helping them thrive academically. School choice empowers parents to consider factors beyond the academic curriculum, such as the social and emotional aspects of their children's education. Because autistic children often face social difficulties, and many require specific strategies to enhance their social skills, build friendship, and feel included in the school community. With school choice, families can select educational environments that prioritize inclusive practices, foster a supportive and accepting atmosphere, and promote social integration among students of diverse abilities. Additionally, school choice can offer flexibility in terms of educational approaches and teaching methods. Autistic children exhibit a wide range of abilities, strengths, and interests, and not all educational settings may cater to their very unique learning styles. Some children benefit from a more structured and predictable environment, while others may thrive in a less restrictive setting that allows for more individualized learning experiences. By having a choice in the schools their children attend, autism parents can find an educational approach that aligns with their child's strengths and preferences, which will lead to optimizing their learning potential and overall engagement in the educational process. Furthermore, school choice acknowledges the importance of parental involvement in shaping a child's educational journey. You may have noticed, but we autism parents have to be a lot more involved in our kids' lives. Usually, we know what our kids need better than anyone else, except for maybe them. When parents have the opportunity to choose the school that best fits their child's needs, they become active participants in the decision-making process, which promotes a sense of ownership and advocacy for their child's education. By involving parents in the school selection process, it encourages collaboration between families and schools, which fosters a partnership that supports the child's growth and development. Next, let's move on to special education resources in a public school setting. Navigating the public school system can be a complex and daunting task for parents of autistic children, especially during the early years of their child's education. Getting the appropriate level of support and resources often feels like an uphill battle, but with the right guidance and understanding of the processes involved, parents can effectively advocate for their child's needs. One of the initial challenges that parents face is accessing appropriate educational services for their autistic child during the developmental preschool years. It can be overwhelming to navigate through the various available programs, understand eligibility criteria, and determine which placement will best meet the child's unique needs. Parents may encounter difficulties in finding a developmental preschool with experienced staff and inclusive practices that promotes the academic, social, and behavioral development of their child. Once a child enters a public school system, the Individualized Education Program, or IEP, and 504 plan process becomes crucial for securing the necessary supports and accommodations. Developing an effective IEP or 504 plan requires collaboration between parents, educators, and the school district. But the complexity of these processes and the specialized language used can be overwhelming for parents who may not be familiar with the system. Your local parent resource center is a valuable source of support. I'll link more information on that in the show notes. One of the biggest special education department challenges is the yearly planning meetings you'll get to have. Parents may experience a mix of stress and hope. These meetings often involve discussions about the child's progress, goals for the upcoming year, and the supports and services that will be provided by the district. But a lot of what you'll talk about are your kids' weaknesses and challenges. Parents need to come prepared, have a clear understanding of their child's strengths, those weaknesses, and what the child's specific needs are. They should advocate for appropriate accommodations, modifications, therapies, and any necessary specialized services that will enable their child to thrive academically, socially, and emotionally. Evaluations play a crucial role in the development of IEP and 504 plans. They help identify the child's strengths, weaknesses, and educational needs, guiding the creation of appropriate goals and strategies. However, the evaluation process can be lengthy, and the availability of qualified professionals for comprehensive assessments may vary across school districts. Parents need to proactively communicate with the school district and request evaluations to ensure that their child receives a thorough assessment that helps with the development of effective educational plans. It's important for parents to familiarize themselves with the laws and regulations that protect the rights of students with disabilities. The Individuals with Disabilities Education Act, or IDEA, and Section 504 of the Rehabilitation Act are two key pieces of legislation that outline the rights and entitlements of students with disabilities within the public school system. Understanding these laws and how they apply to your children's educational journey will empower you as a parent to advocate effectively and ensure that your child receives the necessary support and accommodations from their public school. Support from professionals and organizations specializing in autism can be invaluable for parents navigating the public school special education department system. Autism-specific advocacy groups, parent support networks, and resources from reputable organizations can provide guidance, knowledge, and emotional support, connecting you with other autism parents who have successfully advocated for the children's needs can offer valuable insight and strategies for navigating what can be a challenging and confusing system. But what do you do when your child doesn't qualify for in-school services and support? Well, many parents and families have to rely on private therapies, which brings us to our next topic, which is a doozy for a lot of parents: balancing school and private therapies. See, the problem is, in today's educational and financial landscape, school districts are frequently encountering budget limitations, which limits the amount of services, therapies, and support they're able to offer to all students. This often creates some difficult decisions for parents when it comes to prioritizing between school-based education and private therapies for their kids. Balancing these competing demands can be a challenging juggling act. See, when school districts face budget constraints, resources for special education and related services may become limited very quickly. In fact, it seems like they're often the first place that gets cut. So you may find that your child no longer qualifies for school-based therapies, or that what is offered to them isn't sufficient to meet your kids' needs. As a result, parents often find themselves making difficult choices regarding whether to rely solely on the services provided within the school or to seek additional support through private therapies. One challenge many parents face is determining the effectiveness and appropriateness of the services provided within the school setting. While schools are obligated to provide a free and appropriate public education, sometimes abbreviated as FAPE, to students with disabilities, the available resources and expertise may vary between districts. Parents may need to assess whether the school's offerings sufficiently meet their child's individual needs or if additional interventions are necessary to support their child's development and progress. Private therapies can offer targeted interventions that focus on specific areas of a child's development, not just school-related deficits. These therapies may include speech and language therapy, occupational therapy, physical therapy, or other evidence-based interventions tailored to the child's unique needs. By incorporating private therapies into a child's school routine, you can enhance their overall development and complement the services provided within the school system. But juggling private therapies and school-based education requires careful planning and coordination. Trust me, I know. Parents must consider the time commitment, financial implications, and potential disruptions to the child and parent's daily routine. You have to strike a balance that allows the child to receive the necessary therapies without compromising their engagement in the school curriculum and activities, all without driving yourself bonkers in the process. Collaboration between parents, therapists, and school personnel is vital to effectively integrate private therapies into a child's school routine. Open communication is key to ensuring that everyone involved understands the child's goals, the progress they're making, and that they can work together to make any required adjustments in the school environment. Sharing assessment reports, therapy plans, and progress updates with the school team can facilitate a broader understanding of the child's needs and enable the development of strategies to support their overall development. Additionally, parents can explore ways to incorporate therapy techniques and strategies into the child's daily school activities. Again, collaboration between the therapists and parents and school staff can help identify opportunities for implementing therapy techniques within the classroom, which is going to allow for consistency and reinforcement of skills across different settings, which helps them be a lot more effective. This collaborative approach maximizes the child's exposure to therapeutic strategies, and it promotes the generalization of skills learned during private therapy sessions across a variety of locations. Lastly, it is important for parents to regularly assess the impact and effectiveness of the combination of school-based education and private therapies on their child's overall development and progress. Is it too much of one and not enough of the other? Is the child overwhelmed by the back and forth between school and therapy? Are you, as the parent, overwhelmed by the back and forth between school and therapy? This ongoing evaluation allows parents to make the best decisions for their child and themselves, adjust the therapy schedule if necessary, and advocate for their child's evolving needs. Finally, no discussion of autism in education would be complete without talking about the benefits of homeschooling your autistic child. Full transparency here, my family has been homeschooling since the beginning, and I am a huge advocate for this option when it's a viable option for autism families. And I understand that sometimes it really isn't an option for you. But one of the significant advantages of homeschooling for autistic children is the flexibility it offers. Every autistic child is unique, with different learning styles, strengths, challenges. Homeschooling allows parents to tailor their child's education to match their specific needs and interests. This individualized approach can lead to a more engaging and effective learning experience for kids and parents. Homeschooling also provides a nurturing and supportive environment for autistic children. They can learn in a comfortable and familiar setting, which often reduces anxiety and sensory challenges that may arise in traditional school environments. Homeschooling also allows for one-on-one instruction, which can be highly beneficial for autistic children who may require some additional support, repetition, or modifications in their learning process. Another wonderful thing about homeschooling makes it much easier to incorporate private therapies. And all that stuff I just talked about, fitting private therapies into your public school routine, no need to worry about it when you homeschool. By homeschooling, parents have the flexibility to schedule therapy sessions at times that work best for their child. This allows for the seamless integration of therapies into the family's daily routine, and more importantly, it creates a holistic approach to the child's development. Private therapies like speech or language therapy, occupational therapy, or play therapy can easily be integrated into your homeschooling curriculum. And what it does is it provides targeted interventions and support. While homeschooling offers many advantages, it also presents some unique challenges. One such challenge is the responsibility placed on parents to fulfill the role of educator. Homeschooling requires dedication, time, and an effort to research, plan, and deliver an age-appropriate and developmentally appropriate curriculum. Parents will need to become familiar with educational resources, teaching techniques, and assessment methods to ensure their child's progress and meet their educational goals. Flexibility is essential with the homeschooling environment, especially for autistic children who may thrive with routines or require a more fluid approach. The most important thing, though, is that homeschooling parents need to find a delicate balance between structure and flexibility to accommodate their kids' specific needs. This may involve creating a daily routine, incorporating visual schedules, providing clear expectations, and allowing room for spontaneous exploration and individual interests. It's also really important that homeschooling autism parents make sure they get the self-care they need to avoid turning into a martyr mom or dad. Resources and support are abundantly available for homeschooling families, even those of us homeschooling our autistic kids. You can find online curriculum, educational materials, both secular and religious, support groups, and specialized programs designed specifically for homeschooling autistic children. I've linked to some information below in the show notes. One other thing to let you know, connecting with other homeschooling families, joining online communities, and even attending homeschool conferences can provide valuable insight, advice, and a sense of community and belonging. And trust me when I say there are a lot of us out there homeschooling our neurospicy kids since they don't fit in the traditional public school box. You will not be alone on this journey if you choose to educate your autistic kids at home. But one of my favorite things about homeschooling my two kids is that it separates their education from their socialization and friendships. We have school time and we have friend time. And sometimes we do fun educational things with our friends, but my kids are never forced to work on schoolwork around their peers. It makes it easier for them to do well at both when they aren't combined. Think of it this way. If you have a child who has meltdowns over schoolwork, and you send them to a public school where their peers see those meltdowns or notice the struggles your child has in learning, do you think that's going to affect either their ability to make friends or their willingness to make friends? By separating education from socialization, our family is able to help our kids do well at both. So there you have it. I'll get off my homeschooling soapbox now. No matter what you decide on, choosing the right educational environment and approach for your autistic child is one of the most significant decisions you'll make as an autism parent. Throughout this podcast, I've aimed to equip you with the information and resources you need to become an empowered and engaged autism parent. If you require further support or guidance, I invite you to reach out and schedule an educational coaching session with me. In just 60 minutes, we can help identify the challenges you're facing and steer you and your child toward the educational resources you need to succeed. Thanks for listening. New episodes of the NeurOrdinary podcast drop every Thursday. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you're feeling generous, leave a comment or review to let me know what you thought about today's episode. And whatever you do, keep it spicy.